The starting pitchers for tonight's game are David the Boomer Wells for the Yankees and Denny Neagle for the Braves. Well, the Braves here at Turner Field, it's a bittersweet memory for them as the Yankees come to town for this short two-game series as interleague play continues. The Yankees winning last night's game, but the Yankees have not lost here in Atlanta every game that they've played going back to 1996. Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John. Welcome to New York Yankees baseball here on the WB11. Well, TJ, talk about winning. How about David Wells? He's pitched a perfect game already this year. He's won the last 9 out of 10. He's got to be a favorite, I would think, to start the All-Star game.
David Wells should be a favorite to start the All-Star game, but all he's done is pitch just outstanding baseball. The Yankees are 12-2 in his starts, and David does one thing that you cannot teach. He throws strikes. He challenges hitters. He's confident in his pitches, and that bodes well against National League hitters and National League umpires. Plus, hey, he likes to mess around once in a while, too.
And he's having a good time this year. Take a look at some of those numbers, especially against his last start at Cleveland. But home and road, the Yankees really got Boomer Wells to pitch at Yankee Stadium because he always pitched well there. Well, in 1998, he is a perfect 6-0 at Yankee Stadium. Let me ask you one quick question about David Wells. It's hot and muggy here tonight. How will that affect him?
You remember, in Texas, he had a tough outing down there. He kind of ran out of gas early. It's going to be a tough night. You got to get plenty of water in you. Look for him maybe 5 or 6 innings, and I think the cork may go.
Well, you talk about somebody that's hot, Paul O'Neill. You talk about compliment. Each and every guy compliments one another in this Yankee offense, and Paul O'Neill is swinging the hot bat now.
When you have injuries, somebody has to step to the plate, and Paul O'Neill has done that. We can recall early in the season, Paul O'Neill was not swinging the bat. Now he is starting to carry the ball club. Bernie Williams on the DL, and here comes Paul O'Neill. Just annihilated the Kevin Millwood pitch last night, just absolutely crushed it. And Paul O'Neill is the kind of guy, when he gets hot, he can carry it for a week to 10 days.
Well, he leads the team in hits, and Paul O'Neill is actually carrying the team right now. Tino struggling a little bit with the bat. Bernie Williams on rehab, expected back very soon in this Yankee offense. Well, Chuck Knobloch got the night off last night, but he has started 69 of the 71 games that the Yankees have played. He's the igniter, and when a hot, muggy night in Atlanta, it's a good time to give your second baseman a night off.
Well, Chuck Knobloch plays hard. Joe Torre knows that. And Chuck has not played as well as I have seen him play. We see him here throwing a ball. He's had trouble with his throwing, and getting hit as often as he does, getting on base as often as he does, stealing bases takes a lot out of you. When you have a chance to get a rest, you give your guys rest.
Not everybody can be a Cal Ripken. And Chuck Knobloch, even though he's in great shape, it's always a good opportunity to take a night off. 9 for his last 36. So he's been struggling a little bit at the plate, and that was probably one of the reasons that Joe Torre gave him the night off last night. 5th in the American League in errors at second base. Well, it's a hot and muggy night here in Atlanta. The Yankees will try to continue their great road record. They are 25-13 on the road this year. They will try to make it a perfect sweep here in Atlanta on this short 2-game series. We're going to have all the action for you right here on the WB11. Please stay with us.
My ancestor dreamt of winning the Highlands Open, but his golf wasn't up to par. So he designed a wider golf club for better control of his drives. Truly, wider is better.
Take control of your drives with this special lease on the Wide Track Grand Prix. It's only available for a limited time, so line yours up now.
My family crest still bears the proverb. Nash Leha, Nasher.
The Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac.
See one today at your Tri-State Pontiac dealer.
Attention passengers. Our bingo tournament is starting in 5 minutes on the captain's deck. Also on deck, today's craft is pipe cleaner on soda.
Pro football in summer? You bet. The New York City Hawks are back for another spectacular season of professional arena football at the world's most famous arena. Experience the rush of professional football up close and personal. The New York City Hawks at Cablevision's Madison Square Garden. Tickets available through Ticketmaster and the Madison Square Garden box office. City Hawks Arena Football. The game is gonna get you.
The all-new Passport from Honda. Not only is it easy to look at, but with shift-on-the-fly four-wheel drive, it'll be easy going in tough weather. The new 205-horsepower V6 engine will easily handle mountain roads. And the air conditioning, power windows, and door locks, and 6-speaker AM/FM stereo cassette will make it easy to get used to. But the best part is how easy it'll be on your wallet. Lease a Passport 4-wheel drive LX for $299 a month for 36 months and a $2,000 down payment. Now, wasn't that easy?
When two cons get caught up in a jailbreak,
I'm not sure this is such a good idea.
They're saving grace.
What are you, priests?
Yeah, that's right, we're priests.
Is a case of mistaken divinity.
Father Brown.
I think you're Brown. I think you're Brown. You're Brown.
Robert De Niro.
Say 10 Hail Marys, make a good act of contrition. You see the girl again, pop back in, no big deal.
Sean Penn.
Get out of here.
Demi Moore.
What's in it for me?
We're no angels. Tomorrow at 8 on the WB 11, New York's movie station.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by the Toyota Camry, the #1 selling car in America, Toyota every day. And by Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. By the company you count on whenever life takes you, General Motors, people in motion. And by Nobody Beats the Wiz for the biggest selection and guaranteed lowest prices on home entertainment and communication products, music, movies, and more. Nobody beats the Wiz. And by the new Dodge, it's about change. Well, it is a beautiful evening for baseball here in Atlanta, Georgia. It is a little bit hot and muggy. The temperature tonight 91 degrees. Humidity 63%. He doesn't care. He's a Yankee fan, and the Yankees have been perfect here in Atlanta at Turner Field, and he is having a ball. And speaking of a ball, that's what it looks like. A sellout crowd once again on hand for tonight's game. Taking a look, TJ, at the strong arms of this Atlanta ball club, and this is really what they are built around. 1992 without Maddox and with Maddox. But you also got to add a few other guys in there like Smotes and Neagle and Glavine and a few guys like that too.
The Atlanta pitchers are probably from top to bottom. Their starters are as good as anybody in baseball, and they do that by throwing the ball over home plate. They get the ball, they pitch quickly, they change speeds, and they pitch to the outside corner of the plate. It's a pretty simple game the way the Atlanta Braves do it.
And they throw strikes. A lot of strikes, as a matter of fact. Tonight's starting lineup for the Yankees is brought to you by Corona Extra Beer. Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. And the lineup for the Yanks tonight with that 25-13 record on the road. That's best in the major leagues. They also have the best home record. They also have the best winning percentage in baseball. Knoblauch back in the lineup tonight, leading off, playing second base. Jeter at shortstop, batting second. O'Neill swinging a hot bat with a home run last night. Martinez struggling a bit, batting in the cleanup spot. Tim Raines in left field for the Yankees. Chad Curtis in center field. Brocious at third base. Girardi the catcher, and of course the boomer David Wells will hit in the ninth spot this evening.
Now let's take a look at the defense brought to you by Dodge. Javi Lopez back at the plate. Chipper Jones, Guillen, Graffinino, Klesko on the infield. Danny Batista, Andrew Jones, and a former Yankee, Gerald Williams, out in right field as our featured defense. There's Gerald.
Mr. John.
That's what he calls me, Mr. John. And I told him, I said, Gerald, Mr. John is 89 years old in Terre Haute, Indiana. I'm either Tommy or TJ.
Well, when he played for the Yankees, Tommy, he was very gracious and very humble. And he was happy to wear the pinstripes.
He was happy to wear the pinstripes, and he's with the ball club now. I told him it looks like you're going to get a chance to play in postseason play.
Good opportunity for him. As we take a look at Denny Nagle's numbers, 8-5 on the year. Not quite the same type of numbers that he had in 1997, but pretty good.
Denny Neagle is a different pitcher than most of the Braves starters. We said that they control the outside part of the plate. Neagle will throw his fastball inside more. He will pitch his fastball up in the strike zone more than Glavine or Maddox or Smoltz. But he's got a very, very good circle change, and that is his out pitch.
Well, that's what he sets him up with. He sets him up with that high fastball and then throws that darn circle change that you just can't hold up on, and it just dives off the plate. And that, like you said, that's what he gets these right-handed hitters out on. So Neagle, who had a record last year of 20-5, those were big numbers. And that's Maddox looking on, and also Joe Girardi and Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach. These dugouts are really not the best place to watch a game. You'll see a lot of those guys hanging out over that dugout fence. And the first pitch to Knobloch, leading off this second game of this short 2-game interleague series, is over for a call strike. You saw Knobloch's numbers. And the pitch on the outside corner now. It's 0-2. Knobloch given the night off last night, and it seemed like Tommy, in baseball, when you get one day off out of 162, it just seems you just seem to come back so refreshed. There's that circle change missing outside.
I don't know why that is, but it just, as an everyday player, you give them a night off and just that little break where they don't have to get themselves prepared to play.
Hit well into center field, but there is Andrew Jones to make the play. Talk about a center fielder now. Andrew Jones is only 21 years old, but he plays one of the shallowest center fields that we've seen of anybody. Paul Blair, I guess, was the guy that played shallow in center field, more shallow than anybody I ever saw.
Paul Blair, Elliott Maddox played very, very shallow, but Andrew Jones, 21 years old, if he can keep his concentration and keep everything going, he has got a bright, bright, bright future. The only thing that's going to hurt him, I believe, would be complacency.
And I think Bobby Cox takes care of that. I mean, every once in a while he'll ring the bell on the young Jones as Derek Jeter steps in, batting second. Impressive numbers for him, and impressive numbers for Bobby Cox too. Get a chance, we'll tell you what he has done here for Atlanta. This is popped up into right field, fairly deep, and Gerald Williams waving away Jones, and there's two gone.
You know, Bobby,
top of the first inning.
The thing with Bobby Cox that people don't understand, he was general manager here, and a lot of these young players, he got into the system when he was general manager.
Yeah, he has won more games the past 7 years than any team in the major leagues.
And there's a pretty good general manager right there. Mr. Sherholtz can't putt very well, but he's a good general manager, makes some good trades.
Bobby Cox in 6 postseasons has won 4 pennants and 1 World Series, and last year they feel like that they should have won against the Marlins, and of course the year before that when the Yankees took it away from him in 1996, and what was one of the very, very, I mean, just one of the most wonderful World Series that I think that I've seen. This is Paul O'Neill batting with 2 outs, 8 hits in his last 18 at bats, 6 singles, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs.
Paul and I were talking right before they took batting practice, talking about staying in on the left-handers, and he said, I'll probably get jammed, but at least he's staying in.
O'Neill batting .346 with runners in scoring position. He just seems to become a different or a much tougher hitter when there's men on base. A guy that just tries to put the bat on the ball. And a perfect pitch by Neagle on the outside corner. Now it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You'll see that a lot tonight. Neagle out in front. So is David Wells. They pitch in front of these hitters.
Both pitchers pitch National League style ball. They get the ball, they throw it over the plate. It gives the umpires a chance to call strikes.
And on the outside corner this time, O'Neill doesn't like the call. That's Larry Vanover behind home plate. The Yankees go 1-2-3 here in the top of the first. No score. Braves coming up.
Dodge Caravan has always come with extra bonuses. And now Caravan comes with a few more. Like low 1.9 financing. Or choose $750 cash back. Plus, select customers get a Dodge owner's bonus for an additional $1,000 cash back. Which means you could own America's best-selling minivan for as little as $16,735. Now that's a bonus you can bank on. But only for a limited time. See the friendly Dodge dealer near you.
Both these men have athlete's foot, but only one used the soothing cure. Prescription strength Desinex. It calms the itching and cools the burning while it heals. Got athlete's foot? Get Desinex, the soothing cure.
Hey, Yankee fans, join the excitement when the New York Yankees take on the Baltimore Orioles for 3 big games on Friday, July 3rd at 7:30, Saturday, July 4th at 1, and Sunday, July 5th at 1:30. On the 4th, fans 21 and older will receive a Yankee tankard compliments of Anheuser-Busch. On the 5th, all fans will receive a Yankee cap compliments of Snapple. Tickets are on sale now at the stadium ticket windows Monday through Saturday 9 to 5 and Sunday 10 to 5. Tickets are also available at Ticketmaster, the Yankee Clubhouse stores, and on the web at www.yankees.com.
What is it? An SUV? A luxury sedan? Like nothing you've ever seen. Yes. The new 1999 RX 300. Like no other vehicle or value on Earth.
At your New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
Welcome back to Turner Field. No scores. The Yankees came to bat at the top of the first. Here comes the Atlanta Braves, and tonight's starting lineup for the Braves is brought to you by Corona Extra Beer. Corona Extra, change your whole attitude. Ozzie Guillen leads it off at shortstop. Gerald Williams batting second. Chipper Jones batting third. Lopez, Andrew Jones in the fifth spot. Bautista, Klesko, Graffinino at second base, and Neagle, that is, the pitcher batting ninth.
And let's take a look at the defense, brought to you by Dodge. Raines, Curtis, O'Neill across the outfield. Jeter, Brocious, Girardi, Martinez, and Chuck Knobloch back in the lineup tonight after a little vacation. Get his rest, get his wits, get everything going, start hitting, start stealing, start fielding.
And David Wells' numbers. He's won the last 9 out of 10. He is record 9-2. ERA a little bit high. He doesn't walk anybody.
90, almost 97 innings pitched and 17 base on balls.
The Yankees are supporting him with 6.9 runs a game. And there's Ozzie Guillen faking a bunt. Guillen batting .271, 1 home run, 6 RBIs.
Last night, Ozzie Guillen put the ball in play pretty hard that first time up, but he has a different swing against left-handers than he does right-handers.
And a slap foul down the third base side. Well, Walt Weiss would be hitting for Ozzie Guillen tonight. He's playing shortstop, but of course his son was taken ill with that E. coli bacteria, and so Walt Weiss, who was here earlier, has gone back to be with his family at the hospital. And of course everybody around baseball and around America wish the Weiss family the very best, and his son Brody get well fast, and we hope to have him back in uniform. Now the foul off to the right side. That's got to be, well, Tommy, you went through that during your career, so you know exactly what Walt Weiss and his family is going through.
I talked to Walt during batting practice, and I told him, I said, you know, Walt, I know what you're going through. Everybody's saying a prayer for you, but you know you're going to be a stronger guy when you get through all this, because you will find out that there's more important things in life than fielding and hitting and batting averages.
Chopper first base side. Boomer will have to hurry, and he's in front again. 1 gone.
This is where a pitcher's running really helps out. You really got to, in hot weather, I think you have to run more because of plays like this. You've got to get over on a fast runner, and just that little bit of sprinting gets you out of breath, and then you've got to watch the Boomer go over, get the ball, and now when you come back, you've got to get your breath. And on hot nights tonight, you see the perspiration running down his arms. It's tough to pitch because the sweat runs down your arm into your palm, and he's one of the few pitchers I've seen that uses rosin.
And the second batter is Gerald Williams, trying to bunt his way on. Pops it up, and it will be off the screen. The backstop, so no ball and 1 strike to Gerald Williams, a former New York Yankee. Now, Gerald, he is pretty valuable to a ball club. He doesn't have exceptional talent. He runs fast, but he can play 3 positions for you. He doesn't embarrass you when you put him out there to ask him to bunt, to hit and run. Bobby Cox knows that, and he's playing a big role now for this Brave ball club. Hit hard and past Brocious into left field. So the Braves come up with the first hit in this ball game as Gerald Williams.
Gerald Williams is a good 4th or 5th outfielder, and he does that well. He's got some speed, and you'll see if you make a pitch on the inside and don't get it way in, he'll hurt you a little bit with a ground ball. Watch the bat head come right straight down, didn't get jammed. Got to keep a watch on him too now, because he's got some speed, and he can lull you into thinking he won't steal, and then he'll take off.
Well, the Yankees lead the world at stolen bases, but the Braves only have 38 on the year, so they don't run a whole lot. This is Chipper Jones, and the first pitch foul back and out of play.
You know, you hear the thing, well, they're playing National League style baseball. National League style baseball you think of as stealing and bunting and all this, but the Braves don't really steal. They don't run a lot. The Braves play Earl Weaver baseball. Good pitching, defense, and 3-run homers.
Well, Williams does have 4 stolen bases. He has yet to be caught here in 98. Chipper Jones with good numbers, 18 home runs, 62 RBIs. Well, you talked about National League style. There's a National League umpire behind home plate, Larry Hanover, and we saw, and we'll take a look at the other umpires. Hirschbeck is the only American League umpire here. Hit hard off the glove of Brocious. Does Jeter have a chance? And he does. What a bang play made by the shortstop with no hesitation. And he picks up Brocious at third, and there's 2 gone.
Chipper Jones gets a high out over the plate fastball, and that handcuffed Brocious. Derek Jeter back in the lineup a short time, and he comes up with an outstanding play, and that's what makes Derek Jeter valuable to this ball club. Just a walk in the park. Gerald Williams thought he had second base down there with the ball off Brocious's glove. Didn't count on the ball being caromed over to Jeter.
Yeah. Javi Lopez with a 3-run home run last night. Fouls the first pitch back and out of play.
Javi Lopez likes that ball out over the plate where he can extend those big arms.
Another good year with some big numbers up for him. Lopez now with 48 RBIs in his last 49 games and batting in this cleanup spot for Atlanta. Always got to be careful in these situations. Chipper Jones with 7 stolen bases at first base. Right down Broadway. Now it's no balls and 2 strikes on Lopez.
Bobby, you've seen the emergence of Javi Lopez as a catcher and then as a hitter. And the Yankees are hoping Jorge Posada can follow that same mold, that same trend. Learn your trade and then blossom as a hitter and a catcher. And he's not too far away. Posada is the catcher of the future.
Missing inside and low, so that's the first ball. Now it's 1-2. The Yankees actually get a little bit of a break because Galarraga is unable to play first base. He hurt his back at Yankee Stadium and struggled here the first time they came back to play this first game of a 2-game series, so he's not in the lineup tonight. Curtis Pride is not in the lineup. He was hit by a pitch last night on the knee, so I don't know if he's able to play. But boy, to take a guy like Galarraga out of the lineup, especially with a left-hander out there, I'll tell you what, that's got to put a dent in your offense.
Foul ball off Lopez's leg. He wears that shin guard down there, and I think the ball hit right underneath the shin guard. They don't have that many players, Bobby. They've got Lockhart, Tucker, and Eddie Perez, the catcher. And man, you don't want to use your only catcher early in the game. They're hoping Javi can shake that off. In fact, you may see, if this game gets long in the game and goes extra innings, you may see one of the 3 pitchers pinch hitting for the Braves because they don't have anybody.
Very short on the depth chart as far as Bobby Cox is concerned, with a lot of people injured. That's to Brocious at third, so he will cut the run off at second. And the Braves will leave 1 man on here in the bottom of the first inning. We've got no score here at Turner Field.
Now get extra savings with the Chrysler Owner's Bonus Sale. $2,000 cash back on Plymouth Neon for select owners or lessees of Chrysler, Ford, or GM. See your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer today.
Attention passengers. Our bingo tournament is starting in 5 minutes on the captain's deck. Also on deck, today's craft is pipe cleaner on soda.
It's life, listed alphabetically.
With a $3.99 a month lease, it's never been easier to get your hands on a Catera. But be forewarned, once you've experienced Catera's European performance and world-class luxury, you may never want to let go.
Don't let go.
Catera, it's the caddy that zigs.
See your Cadillac Tri-Statesman authorized Catera dealer.
No score with the Yankees coming up here in the top of the second inning. We want to remind you that you can catch the action when the Yankees close out their interleague schedule against the Philadelphia Phillies with 3 games on Tuesday. That's starting June the 30th, Wednesday, July the 1st, and Thursday, July the 2nd. All games at 7:30. Tickets are available now at the stadium and through Ticketmaster, the Yankee Clubhouse stores, and on the web at the www.yankees.com. And I remember last year when the Yankees traveled to Philadelphia, this ball club right here, to face this Philadelphia ball club. And it was Curt Schilling who was on the mound, and I think he struck out about 15 or 16 that day. He was on the mark. So the Yankees with Darryl Strawberry sitting on the bench tonight. Paul O'Neill resting comfortably along with David Cone, who won last night's ball game. Tino Martinez will start it off for the Yankees here in the second. And Nagle's first pitch in there for a called strike. Tino may be breaking out of that somewhat of a call slump. He was 2 for 5 last night, hit the ball hard 2 or 3 times, and that's always a good sign when you're a little bit late on getting your bat through the strike zone. It appeared that for a while Tino wasn't popping that bat through the strike zone. It was kind of lazily coming through there. Circle change, swung on and missed. Now it's 1-2.
Most pitchers do not throw changeups to the same hitter, like left-handed pitcher, left-handed hitter. But Denny Neagle right there threw this circle change, but got it down and away.
And he tried again, but that's outside it low. So now it's 2-2. A lot of times they'll do that and kind of lure you out there and then pop you inside with something hard. Well, he took something off of it, and Martinez in front. A strikeout for Neagle. It's 2 for him on the night.
Nothing just fancy, just a little bit off the pitch. And it's not how hard you throw the ball, but the variance of speed. You see that changeup right there is a great picture of his hand on the ball and getting the turnover. It looks fat, and then you go to swing, and the ball isn't quite there. And Tino's shaking his head. I was right on it. I know I was right on it.
And Tim Raines takes the first pitch outside and high. Denny Neagle was scheduled to pitch tomorrow, but he is pitching on 3 days rest so that he can attend his best friend's funeral in Maryland tomorrow. So he has switched actually with John Smoltz, who was scheduled to pitch tonight, and Smoltz will pitch tomorrow. So Neagle on 3 days rest. He last pitched against the Montreal Expos. Hit out into right field and fairly deep, but Gerald Williams is there. So 2 gone for the Yankees here in the second. Well, this is not Fulton County Stadium, but talking to Bobby Cox before today's ball game, the ball does fly out of Turner Field. It's a little bit bigger ballpark, and especially in the alleys. 380 left center, 390 in right center.
Although it's bigger than Fulton County, like you said, Bobby, the ball still jumps here. And one of the reasons why, this is the highest capital city other than Denver, Colorado. It's over 1,000 feet high. Parametrically speaking, it's a good hitter's ballpark.
Gerald Williams over towards the fan stands, and he comes down with it. Well, Chad Curtis, first pitch, popping out in foul territory. Gerald Williams with a nice play. Yankees are gone here in the second, no score.
I wonder how they're doing back at headquarters.
Let's call them.
Hey, boss, it's us. How are things back at the store?
Well, the customers are practically beating the doors down.
That's right, because these are the final days of the Great American Ford Sales Event. Win starts just $299 a month, or buy one with 1/9 financing or up to $2,500 cash back.
Just a few more days. Don't let up.
Hurry, it all ends soon, only at your Tri-State Quality Ford store.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
How do you create a room that says wow? See a Benjamin Moore dealer, that's how. Benjamin Moore is the brand professionals trust. It goes on easy in all the colors of your imagination. So if you can dream it, you can live it. And you can say wow for years to come. Benjamin Moore. Best paint, best results. Right now, save $5 a gallon on our best interior and exterior paint with mail-in rebate.
I was born under a wandering star. Wheels are made for rolling, mules are made to pack.
Now, for limited time, get a 98 Rodeo for $259 per month for 48 months with $1,553 due at lease signing. Or receive $1,000 cash back with purchase during the Isuzu Go Farther Getaway event. Offer ends June 30th.
No score here. Turner Field in the bottom of the second inning. Let's check the upcoming telecast brought to you by Ford. Expect more, get more. Let your Tri-State Quality Ford dealer show you why there's more to a Ford. And of course, that big 3-game series that everybody has been talking about in New York will begin tomorrow at 7:30. Will be telecast on MSG. And the pregame will begin at 7 o'clock on MSG. Saturday, 1 o'clock game. And then Sunday, it's the ESPN Sunday night game of the week. And what a 3-game series that will be. If you don't have tickets, forget about it, because there are no tickets, but you can pick it up on the old tube. Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John here in Atlanta, Georgia, as the Braves come to bat here in the bottom of the second. And Andrew Jones leads it off for the Braves. 257 hitter, 12 home runs and 44 RBIs. Hey, he is just beginning.
21
years old and learning every day and getting better every day. That catches the inside corner. Now it's 1-1. Everybody will remember that he hit the big home run at Yankee Stadium in the 96 World Series. That's just foul outside the third base side. And I think at that time he was the youngest to ever hit a home run in the World Series.
Yeah, there aren't too many of them 19 or 20 playing in those series. That's the thing, that they called him up, and the Braves wanted him to spend more time in the minor leagues, but the kid was just doing everything that he did at every level and tearing the leagues apart. They needed help up here.
That's down low. Now it's 2-2.
Must be some pretty good baseball played down at Curacao where he's from. Bam Bam Mullins is from down there. Former Linky farmhand.
Hensley Bam Bam Mullins. Bobby Cox
is not from down there.
Nope. A swing and a miss. Strikeout. Number 1 for David Wells.
Good pitch. You saw Andrew Jones start to stride and then had to change angle of his arms. Started to go at the ball and then saw that it was inside and had to pull his arms in and couldn't get him around fast enough.
You can see that it is hot and muggy here in Atlanta with the sweat all over David Wells as Danny Bautista steps in. First pitch swinging, that's foul off to the right side.
You know, nights like this, Bobby, you wanted to try to be as conservative as you could on your pitches, in that you didn't want to get into some real long counts and have a bunch of foul balls because it's hot, it's muggy, and 6-7 innings is a long time out there on nights like this.
Bautista will try to bunt his way on, but it goes foul. I always felt a little bit lethargic when I played in Texas. You know, we would fly in there and it would be so hot, and I don't think Texas is as humid as it is here in Georgia, but you felt just a little bit lethargic. You know, you come from that air-conditioned hotel room or your car or whatever, and then all of a sudden you walk out there on this field or the clubhouse, and man, that heat hits you, and next thing you know, you're just out of strength.
I think one of the things that you do wrong as a ball player, you sit in the air-conditioned clubhouse. And that just makes you feel good. Boy, it's great. And then when you do go out on the field, it feels like you're in a Gary, Indiana steel mill blast furnace. And I think you're better off being out on the field and just having a fan blowing on you so that you get used to the heat.
Well, the Yankees are a hot pitching staff right now. That seems to be pretty hot. What'd you say, Gary, Indiana? What was that?
Steel mill blast furnace.
That sounds pretty hot to me. Have you ever been there?
Hot as that Yankee. I haven't been in a blast furnace, but been to Gary, Indiana.
Jammed him. And Brocious at third will throw out Bautista. It appears to me that Brocious is having a little bit of a problem with whatever that ground is over at third base. He hasn't been as spectacular. He's been a little bit squeamish, it looks like, over there.
Well, this is Bermuda grass, and it's cut almost like U.S. Open height. And the ball skids through there. You mentioned Texas. Texas had Bermuda grass cut real short, and the ball skids. Then it hits the dirt, and it gets a funny bounce.
Well, that's great grass to hit off maybe a chip shot 180 yards. About 100 yards. But when that ball hits that grass, it's coming off like it's artificial surface.
That's why you're a good golfer. You hit your chip shots 180 yards.
No. That's about 2 shots put together. And Klesko holding up on that one, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike. That's Bruce Fromming out at third base. He's always been a steady umpire. I know when I was in the National League, he was one of the better ones over there. Up high. Klesko playing first base tonight because of Galarraga with the sore back. So Klesko normally in the outfield for the Braves, and he has to move back to first base. But I think that's his best position.
I think this is where the Braves will finally put him when Galarraga leaves.
Good pitch on the outside corner now. It's 2-2.
Because he is not a gazelle in the outfield by any stretch of the imaginations. And when he takes one of those runs in a dive, the seismometer out in Caltech out in California, it's about a 3.5 earthquake here.
Slices this one down the left field line. This could be extra bases. Klesko will make it to second. A 2-out double by Ryan Klesko.
That Ryan Klesko can do. He can swing the bat. Gets the ball away and stays with it. Doesn't try to pull it. Pretty good piece of hitting right there. Good pitch by David Wells and a good piece of hitting by Ryan Klesko.
And normally Klesko has a lot of problems and doesn't really have as much confidence against hitting left-handers as he normally does, but a nice piece of hitting there. He picks up his 17th double of the year. So with 2 outs, Tony Graffanino will get a chance to try to put the Braves on top here in the second. No score. Yankees in Atlanta. Graffanino with a 208 average, 2 home runs, 8 RBIs. He hasn't played a whole lot this year. Career-wise for the Yankees, 2 for 8. Pesky little hitter. And Wells tries inside. It just misses, so that will even the count up at 1-1. Well, the Yankees, as they take a look at David Wells in his last start, they got to be happy because no problems with his arm. He comes back strong. He had that tendonitis, remember, that left shoulder. They were a little bit concerned about that. He missed a start. Good pitch on the inside corner again.
But if you remember when he had that, we had those 2 rainouts, and that gave him a little extra rest. Made Joe Torre and Mel Stottlemyre breathe a little easier.
And with El Duque coming on too, it was a little easier for Stottlemyre and Joe Torre to kind of do whatever they wanted to with that starting pitching. And the guy that lost out in the starting job was Good swing by Graffinino. Fouls it back and out of play was Ramiro. And everywhere you go, you and I talking to Bobby Cox today, he was mentioning Mendoza. And every time the Yankees talk trade with somebody, the first name that comes up is Mendoza. I really like the way that young man can throw the ball. But yet he finds himself in the bullpen with the Yankees and now the starting rotation.
Bobby Cox, John Sherholtz would love to trade a canoe for a battleship.
Hit hard, and did that catch a Yankee down the left field line?
No, it might not have caught him, but I'll tell you what, it scattered a few. It scattered Soho, Lede, and El Duque.
Yeah, El Duque on the right with the hat on, and Soho right in the middle, and it was headed for him.
You know, the thing about it, that ball bounces around the concrete dugout, and you can miss the original, the incoming, but the shrapnel gets you as the shell explodes. The one thing you have to avoid here is trying to overpower a small hitter. And by that I mean you get a little guy down there, and a lot of coaches, a lot of catchers will say, yeah, just blow the ball by him. Bobby, that's the one pitch a small guy can hit. They can really tune up their bat on a fastball. I think when you get a small hitter up there, if you have it in your arsenal, you throw him the change-ups and the slow curve balls.
Yeah, that small hitter, as you indicate, is the guy that's just trying to put the bat on the ball.
Just trying to put the bat on the ball, and the harder you throw it, the more he just goes out there and ping. Ping, ping. Freddie Patek, the diminutive shortstop of the Kansas City Royals. A little big guy, about 5'6", 5'7". You just throw him fastballs, and he parked home run after home run.
Woody Woodward and Tom Seaver. Now the pitch foul back and out of play. Woody wasn't a great hitter. Of course, Woody, the general manager for the Seattle Mariners, former GM here with the Yankees. But I used to remember Tom Seaver talking about, he said, I couldn't get the guy out. Could not get him out. I mean, Tom could get all the great hitters out that you heard of, but Woody Woodward, hey, he owned him.
And all he was, and I guarantee all Woody was trying to do just put get the bat hit on the ball.
That's right. Count remains 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 outs here in the second inning. Still no score between Atlanta and New York. This AB taking a little bit longer than David Wells would like. And another pitch foul back on a play. So Graffinino working over David Wells.
And you know, I was saying earlier, you want to try to be as conservative as you can in your pitches, and you don't want any long counts. And he's thrown a few pitches here to Graffinino. Believe me, I don't care what kind of shape you're in or how much running you do. Nights like this, you become fatigued rapidly. That's the 7th foul ball this at bat. Must have had chicken to eat for dinner.
Popped him up. Major league pop-up, but it's into center field. And Curtis is there to make the catch, and the Braves are gone here in the second inning. They leave another man on. Still no score here at Turner Field.
Like raptors, they prowl unopposed through the street. For nothing from Europe doth dare to compete. Their engineers cower and cry in their beer when faced with the new Motor Trend import car of the year. The Lexus GS 300 and 400. Come see them overwhelm and underprice their leading competitors today at your nearby New York, New Jersey, Connecticut Lexus dealer.
Where can I get the best value in wireless? Oh yeah, right here.
Bell Atlantic Mobile is now available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
What's Ansky? What? What the hell is Ansky?
Oh,
this slide didn't do good at all.
Slide back. Slide back. Hey, what is that? There you go.
Nice, right?
Yanks. Yankees! Let's go, Yankees! All right!
Dumb son of a...
We got that.
People get ready, get into the spirit. Come on, join in, everybody. Everybody join in. Working together, mind and soul. Dreaming, believing. This is where you wanna be. Oh, join in, everybody. Everybody join in.
New York Yankees baseball is sponsored by Ford. Expect more, get more. Let your Tri-State Quality Ford dealers show you why there's more to afford. National League flags flying here at Turner Field. My first time here at this ballpark. Now we get into the American League. But it's somewhat of a version, I would think, TJ, in my opinion, it's somewhat a version of Camden Yards, a little bit bigger than Camden Yards. I think that they don't really have any problem selling tickets here. It's another sellout crowd for this series. They're going to draw, 3+ million here at Turner Field. Brocious leads it off for the Yankees. Bottom 3 coming up. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brocious. Brocious continues his hitting with .310, 7 home runs, and 48 RBIs. Off to the right side and back into the stands. Brocious 2 for 5 last night with an RBI double.
Neagle just keeps going outside. Change up. And when you start leaning over the plate, then he'll throw that mid-80 fastball inside.
And the circle change missing down low. He really, from the angle from our center field camera, he really cups that circle change, doesn't he? Can a hitter pick that up?
I don't think a hitter can, because if you're looking back there, you aren't looking for the ball where he throws it out of the slot.
You see how he cupped it? This is Gee, and it's short. Throwing out Brocious. So 1 gone here in the 3rd. Well, if you've got plans for the July 4th weekend, well, forget them, because the WB11's got the whole thing planned for you. We've got the Bronx Bombers against Baltimore, the Macy's Fireworks Spectacular, and the first ever viewer-chosen Classic Trek Marathon. It can't get any better than that, so mark your calendars now and plan to spend your July 4th weekend with the WB11. I can't think of anything better than that. That's Girardi. Fouling that pitch out of play.
Have a little, you mean a little 4th of July picnic? Have WB11 on the telly?
Absolutely.
Listen to Mercer and John?
Well, I'll go for that. How can you and I have a picnic if we're going to listen to those guys?
Oh, that's right.
No balls to, well, we could have a
maybe the people from the truck, they could have a little barbecue. They could send us up morsels of food on that 4th of July weekend.
We could tape the game. Outside and low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bobby Mercer along with Tommy John. 2 of the best clubs in baseball, TJ. The Yankees with the best winning percentage in all of baseball, and the Atlanta Braves with the 2nd best winning percentage. And Neagle striking out Girardi, and that pitch, a perfect pitch on the outside corner, it looked like to me. Maybe it was a little bit outside. I don't know.
You see Javier Lopez sitting outside. Neagle threw the ball about 4 to 6 inches outside, but he hit the catcher right in the middle of the mask, right in the middle of his body. And like I said, Larry Vanover is a pitcher's umpire. If you throw it out there, he will call it.
So David Wells batting for the first time and takes a pitch on the outside corner.
A couple of pitchers in the, a couple of umpires in the American League. John Hirschbeck is a National League umpire.
Hit hard and past Gee into the left field for a base hit. How about that? David Wells comes up with the first Yankee hit of this game, and he hit it hard. And he looked like he knew what he was doing, taking the left-hander to the opposite field. Now look at Paul O'Neill. He's saying, now that's the way you got to hit if you're a left-handed batter.
Well, hitting is not anything new for David Wells, playing in the National League Cincinnati. The ball was away and he hit it away. He stayed right on that ball, really did. It looked like he pulled out a little bit with his bottom but kept the top in there.
I don't know. If I was the manager, I would rather
make it out and come back on the bench.
My pitcher not be on the base pass running around and tiring himself out. Nevertheless, there's the Boomer. Look at him. He's sweating all the way through his top portion of his jersey.
Now, some pitchers will change T-shirts or change tops in between games. Between innings. And it looks like David Wells is not one of those. He will go with the same shirt. I was that way. If I started with the sweatshirt on, that sweatshirt stayed with me 1 inning or 9 innings.
I blocked the batter with a 2-0 count. Was it because
I just felt that when I got a dry shirt, it never felt comfortable again on me.
Well, Boomer on at first base, enjoying that base hit with 2 outs, and now the count is 3 balls, no strikes to Knobloch.
Now those 2 guys right there, if Wells and Klesko are ever on the same ball club, California boys, rock music, they might have a little jam session over in the corner. But that was another National League strike right there. 3-0. Neagle did not give in, stayed on the outside or just off the outside corner.
They're not holding Wells on at first base, so that's a good swing by Knobloch, but he fouls it back and out of play.
What do you think they would do if the Boomer just took off there?
Well, he's going to take off now. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
I hated this count because I always felt that they were going to try to put some kind of a play on and embarrass me in back of me if I tried to get something going early.
Wells will go, and the pitch will be fouled back and out of play. Take your time. David Wells getting back to first base. And he's talked to just about everybody on the infield that'll listen to him. He's had a conversation with Klesko, conversation with Graffinino. Now he's talking to Ozzie Guillen at short. And now he's going to talk to Jose. I don't know does he know the signs? I guess he does. Well, all Willie's got to do is point to second base. That means go.
Go.
There he goes again, and it's another foul ball.
Well, David's been running so fast that you see the suction of the afterburners. It sucked that pocket of his left hip pocket right on out.
That's a la Paul O'Neill.
It's either that or that's his hanky.
That looks like a hanky, doesn't it? Maybe it's not. I think it's the inside part of the pocket. So we'll do it again. There he goes. And this time the pitch is popped up into right field. Should be an easy play for Gerald Williams. He puts it away. David Wells gets a workout here in the 3rd. He'll have to rest up a bit. No score.
Summer's here, and you can count on your Toyota dealer to make it a cool one. Picnics, a ball game, count on a Toyota Camry to get you there. Right now, you can lease Camry with no money down and no security deposit. They'll even take care of your first month's payment. Your total due at signing, $0. Just $249 a month with a lot of great options included. You just sign and drive away in America's #1 selling car. It's that easy with Super June savings. Don't miss this great $0 down Camry deal.
Dude, get down. It's my chair. Let's go. I'm not playing games.
Okay, here we go again.
Oh, Duke.
He's got him right where he wants it. Just a bit outside.
Hey, those dog obedience classes really paid off.
Hello, John. This is Mr. Griffin. Mr. Griffin, this is John. The reason...
Let's face it, you're not always clear on a cellular phone.
My daughter and your daughter and I...
But now there's Sprint PCS, the only nationwide all-digital network, for a new level of clarity.
I want to marry your daughter.
That's very nice. What number are you calling?
555-0681.
Sprint PCS, the clear alternative to cellular.
Now get extra savings with the Chrysler Owner's Bonus Sale. $2,000 cash back on Town & Country LXI for select owners or lessees of Chrysler, Ford, or GM. See your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Well, you know, there's no business like show business, unless, of course, Kramer's involved. Tonight on Seinfeld, a music video casting call is Kramer's ticket to stardom, or so he thinks. But he's about to get a starring role on America's Most Wanted. See what we mean tonight at 11, only on the WB11. Well, it was a tough inning for David Wells. This is what happened in between innings, a cool drink of water. Kind of like a fighter, you know, at the end of the round, you go over to the corner and you got your trainer there and you got the towel, you wipe it off, take some water and get yourself ready to go. You're shaking your head, Tommy. What
Instead of spitting the water out, you got to put the water back in you. Look at the marathon runners when they take off and they're in that New York marathon. They drink as much water as you can before, and then you keep drinking water during, and not cold water, but just room temperature, a little coolish water.
Well, this will be an interesting inning now for David Wells after being on the base pass and running back and forth to second base. Denny Neagle fouls the first pitch back and out of play. We'll see how he responds to this and see if his strength is there.
I know what I would do against Neagle. I'd throw him 3 pitches. I'd throw him 3 curveballs, and I'd sit him back down as quickly as I could because I may have to make some good pitches on somebody else.
Well, 2 fastballs, and he's got a no-ball 2-strike count to him. That is pitch number 40 now for David Wells in this game. You've been in this situation many times, TJ, and what is it something that that David should be doing, or is he doing the right thing? Or can you do anything?
There's nothing you can really do. All your preparation wants to be done between starts, and actually you should work hard enough in between starts.
Well, Neagle is gone. So an easy first batter for Wells. 2 strikeouts for him.
What's the fastball away right on the outside corner? Denny Neagle wanted that pitch as a pitcher, and he got it as a hitter.
Take a look at some of our Budweiser out-of-town scores. Colorado over Houston 6-5 in the National League. Ozzie Guillen batting now. It's his second trip around. Baltimore and the Mets no score in the third at Shea. Oakland over San Francisco 5-2. Breaking ball up high. Now it's 1-1. San Diego 6-0, shutting out Seattle. Milwaukee over Minnesota 9-2. All tied up St. Louis Cleveland. That's in the 5th. Home runs galore. Back up the middle. Nice play by Wells, and there's 2 gone. Well, we've got Sammy Sosa with the Chicago Cubs now pushing Mark McGwire in that home run chase.
Who would have thought that, huh?
He set a record, I think, with 18 home runs already in this month.
I think he tied a record in Major League Baseball. Rudy York had 18 when Rudy was with the Tigers.
McGwire now with 34. And Sosa with 31. Wow. And we're not even to the halfway point. Hit hard by Gerald Williams, and pretty easy inning for David Wells, and he needed that. Good for him and the Yankees. Still no score here at Turner Field.
How long does it take to turn the new Dodge Durango from the sport utility with the most passenger room in its class into the one with the most cargo room? Not long enough. Durango, new ground for the new Dodge.
They have substance, integrity. They're the individual pieces that contribute to a greater good, making lives less worrisome, futures more secure. They are the agents of New York life. Their humanity is the stone with which this company was built. They're why New York Life is the company you keep.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
So you decided on a Buick LeSabre instead of a Mercury Grand Marquis. Well, rest easy. You made the right choice. LeSabre's the one with all the awards. First for safety, best seller, best total value. Now the Grand Marquis Awards. Cash in on LeSabre's dominance over Grand Marquis and save over $2,800 with 1-9 financing for 36 months.
No score here at the top of the 4th inning. Capacity crowd on hand here at Turner Field. Easy inning for David Wells as he wipes the sweat away from his brow and off his head. And of course, there's that ammonia towel.
That ammonia towel, the Gene Monahan's famous ammonia towel. They put it in a bucket of water, ice, and ammonia, and they put it on there, and you breathe in. And well, I tell you what, it will revive you immediately. But you know, we were talking last inning. The thing that pitchers want to do in hot weather, you want to work so hard in between starts that the easiest time you have is the game that you pitch on your start.
And Jeter leads it off for the Yankees here in the top of the 4th inning. Neagle outside with a ball. Jeter 0 for 1. He flied out to right field. Hit well into center field, and Andrew Jones with a beat on it. Kind of a nonchalant play for the young 21-year-old center fielder, but he makes it look easy.
Well, he makes it look easy, and he nonchalants some balls. I think you saw him in the World Series in '96. Nonchalant a ball and missed it. There's a happy birthday to Derek Jeter.
His birthday is tomorrow.
They may not have tickets for tomorrow, so they brought the card out tonight.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's not many tickets. Well, there's no tickets available that I know of.
Absolutely.
I couldn't even get tickets. Not meaning that, you know, you talk to somebody about tickets and they don't even hear you.
What? What?
It's World Series atmosphere. There's no doubt about it. As the Yankees, after tonight, will fly back and start that big 3-game series against the New York Mets.
And they were talking about the tickets going scalping there, just going sky high. And I said, that's the greatest thing that ever happened in New York. Have 2 ball clubs playing good baseball.
And they ask you, what do you think about interleague play? Is it good for the fans? Chipper Jones at third. And Klesko kept his foot on the bag long enough, so O'Neill is gone.
Little breaking ball high in the zone, and Chipper just takes a little flip and throws the ball, and actually Klesko kind of, I think he didn't looked a little got his feet tangled up there, but he had to rubber man stretch, kept his toe on the bag.
And Tino takes the first pitch down low. You know, talking about interleague play and the attendance and the fan excitement about interleague play, especially when you get these rivalries. That's out of play. Well, Atlanta comes to Yankee Stadium. I think they draw an average of 50,000 for 2 games. That's 100,000. They come down here. They draw 50,000. That's 200,000. They're going to go back to Shea and draw 150. That's 350,000 fans that they're going to play for in the next 7 days. I would say that's pretty good.
Well, I'd say that's very good. And you know, there's really no reason why the Yankees shouldn't be drawing better crowds. And the best ball club in baseball, and they're just whizzing right away. They're exciting. They have everything.
Well, I think the Yankees, I have to go back and look at the book, but I think 2.6 million, maybe 2.7 million is the most they have ever drawn at Yankee Stadium. Now it's 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And I'll tell you,
Martinez.
And it was in the year 1988 was their highest year that they drew, and that wasn't even after a championship year. It's actually 2.8 million, I believe, in 1988.
Foul off to the right side. Nice effort by Jose Cardinal down there, but you know, Jose, he has a lot of those those braces and things like that. We take a look at the National League home run leaders. We were talking about McGuire and Sammy Sosa. Galarraga not in the lineup tonight. That's a big break for the Yankees, and one of their big offensive guys. Brought to you by Nissan, National League home run hitter. Ian will throw out Martinez, and the Yankees 1, 2, 3. They are gone here to fourth. Still no score.
It's summer, so count on your Toyota dealer to make it a great one. Count on sidewalk cafes, day trips. Count on a Corolla to get you there. And right now you can count on Super June savings. Buy any new Corolla with low 1.9% APR financing, or lease Corolla for a low $159 a month, including air conditioning, automatic, and more. Summer won't wait. Why should you? Don't miss Toyota's Super June savings. Count on your Toyota dealer now.
And every day people.
Where can I get the best value in wireless? Oh yeah, right here.
Bell Atlantic Mobile is now available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
Hello, it's me, Wendy the Snapple Lady. You better come down to Yankee Stadium on July 5th when Snapple sponsors Yankee Cat Day. Free cats for everybody. The game starts at 1:35 on Sunday, and we'll be taking on our arch rivals, the Baltimore Orioles. Ladies, come see those fabulous Yankee hunks, and men, come and see your favorite beverage babe. Looking forward to seeing you.
Splendid looking Lexus. Thanks. Like my new Seville, no doubt a technological marvel, blessed with the control of the world's most renowned driving system. System? Nope, that's right. You don't have the North Star system.
The all-new Seville, with all the power and control of the North Star system, now just $549 a month. It's not just new, it's what's next.
Do I want to know how much? No, it would break your heart.
The all-new Seville, it's what's next.
Well, only 3 hits total and no runs here in the top of the 5th inning coming up. Check that bottom of the 4th inning. We want to remind you that you can catch all the action when the Yankees close out their interleague schedule against the Philadelphia Phillies with 3 games on Tuesday starting June the 30th, Wednesday, July the 1st, and Thursday, July the 2nd. All games starting at 7:30. And tickets are available at the stadium and through Ticketmaster, and also the Yankee Clubhouse stores. The July 4th weekend coming up at Yankee Stadium, and always a lot of Yankee fans around the country. And the lucky Yankee fans in this area get a chance to see them come back to Turner Field to watch the Braves and the Yankees get it on. Chipper Jones leads it off for the Braves. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jones. For a small guy, Chipper Jones puts up some heavy numbers. He doesn't have a lot of power from the right side. He puts the ball in play. His average is pretty good, but he doesn't hit many home runs. He hits all the home runs from the left side. He's the only switch hitter in this lineup tonight.
Well, other than Eddie Murray and, Mickey had his power side was actually he hit the ball farther from the right side than he did his left side. But Chipper Jones is a good, solid hitter.
Well, if he can ever refine his right-handed hitting side like he has his left-handed hitting side, he's going to be a bigger star than what he is today for Atlanta and in baseball. Only 25 years old. I mean, they've got some young, good-looking players here.
And they got some good players down on the farm. They've got a young kid named George Lombard who's down in Double-A ball at Greenville Braves. And they've got a pitcher named Bruce Chin down there with the Greenville Braves.
Popped up down the right field side, and Martinez giving chase and makes the good play on it.
That's the toughest play a first baseman has to make, going down that line, running with your back towards home plate, looking up over your shoulder, and the ball will generally come back in towards the foul line. And Tino Martinez made a very, very good play.
Always steady at first base. We talk about his hitting a lot, but Ever steady at first base, Tino Martinez. Javi Lopez swings at the first pitch, pops it up to the right side. Twilight here in Atlanta. It's tough to pick the ball up. But Martinez will put it away for the second out here in the fourth inning.
David Wells does this very well. He throws that fastball just out of the strike zone up and gets a lot of hitters to pop the ball up, either fair or foul. Tino Martinez looking up, catching the ball. Like you said, Bobby, right now is the toughest time of night. The lights have not taken effect here at Turner Field.
2 outs and Andrew Jones steps in. Good pitch by Wells on the outside corner for a called strike. Jones has struck out his only time up there. You can see the twilight just settling in here at Turner Field. Well hit into center field. Curtis on a run on the warning track, out the wall in center. Jones around first. He'll motor around second and head for third. And a 2-out triple by Andrew Jones. A nice effort by Curtis in center field. And once again, the Braves will have a runner in scoring position.
David Wells, a fastball right down the middle of the plate on the belt high on the outside corner. And boy, when you make a play like that, Chad Curtis, you've really got to watch out because Andrew Jones has such good speed. And one of the reasons that was his 5th triple. And I think he thought the ball right there. He was in his home run trot and thought the ball was out of the park. Now you see him run. And if he runs hard from the go, right from home plate, he may have an inside the park home run.
Well, if anybody bobbles the ball in the outfield, or if Curtis doesn't come up with it cleanly, he certainly would have a chance to take it around third. But Curtis made a nice effort. And that will bring up Danny Bautista.
That's why when you have a runner, you have to know who the runner is, who the batter runner is. The other outfielders left and right, when the outfielder, center fielder goes to make a play and misses the ball, you've got to hustle over and back him up.
In on the hands and out of play off the right side. So now David Wells will work way in front of Bautista. No balls and 2 strikes, but 2 outs here in the 4th. Well, the way these two guys are pitching tonight, any run may be the difference in this game. And that was the kind of game that basically it was built. I mean, when you look at the 2 stats between Neagle and David Wells, you know it's going to be a tight game. Or you figured it was going to be a tight game.
When you're in a tight game like this, it's really vitally important to get first out, because then you can kind of pitch yourself out of some jams. David Wells got the first 2 outs, then he got the triple, then he got ahead of Bautista 0-2, and then now you can pitch yourself out of a mini jam.
And I think in favor, 2-2 count on Bautista, in favor of the Yankees, as Torrey and Stottlemyre look on. The Yankees by far have the best bullpen.
That's the Braves' Achilles heel.
Yeah.
And I think,
so if they have to go to the bullpen.
If they have to go to the bullpen, the Yankees are in better shape out of the bullpen than the Braves are.
In on the hands and out of play again.
And that is with Wohlers healthy and throwing strikes. The Yankees still have a better bullpen. And I think as the season goes on, John Schuerholz will make a trade and he will bring a closer in here if Wohlers proves that he cannot come back.
Well, Mark Wohlers is down in Class A ball, working to try to get his act together again for this ball club, and they certainly need him. They've been counting on him for 2 or 3 years, and I don't know. Now tell me, TJ, could the home run that he gave up to Jimmy Leyritz affect him and how he pitches and how he approaches the game from 1996?
I don't think so. He had a good year last year. If it was going to affect him, it would have affected him last year. But he had a good year last year, and this year he just came in and couldn't throw strikes. The last time he pitched, Bobby, his first 4 pitches warming up went up here on the screen. I mean, they weren't even. It was kind of like Nuke LaLoosh and Bull Durham.
And on the hands, nice play by Jeter, and a nicer play by Tino Martinez, who had to come off the bag and put the tag on Bautista. So once again, the Braves strand one, but still no score here at Turner Field.
My ancestor dreamt of winning the Highlands Open, but his golf wasn't up to par. So he designed a wider golf club for better control of his drives. Truly, wider is better.
Take control of your drives with this special lease on the Wide Track Grand Prix. It's only available for a limited time, so line yours up now.
My family crest still bears the proverb. Nashleha, Nasher.
The Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac.
See one today at your Tri-State Pontiac dealer.
Come on, let's go faster, faster. He's really driving us. He's killing us. I'm pulling away from you. It helps, though. I don't think I could do it on my own. I know. This is the longest I've ever stuck with a workout program. Well, they say motivation is the key. You can do it. Come on, you bunch of marshmallows. I don't see any sweat.
No wonder you can never get a bike around here.
This is what you're working for.
Reese's Nutrageous. So loaded, you don't eat it, you survive it.
Chrysler and Plymouth announces the Owner's Bonus Sale. These unbeatable savings are also extended to all GM and Ford owners. Select customers save $2,000 on Plymouth Neon, save $2,000 on Chrysler Cirrus, and save $1,500 on Chrysler Sebring Coupe and $500 on Sebring Convertible. And when you choose our low APR rates, you still get the extra $500 Owner's Bonus. The Chrysler and Plymouth Owner's Bonus Sale. For a limited time only at your Chrysler and Plymouth dealer.
Just waiting for somebody to score here at Turner Field. Yankees coming up here in the top of the 5th inning. Hot, muggy night, and once again, the Monahan ammonia towel being applied to David Wells.
Wells look a little mummified right there, but he's taking deep breaths inside that cold ammonia towel.
And this is Tim Raines. Raines flat out to right field, his first time up. Only one base hit by the Yankees, and that was David Wells in the 3rd inning. He got 3 strikeouts and just living on the outside corner on these right-handed batters. And why not? Until you make an adjustment to him, why not just stay out there? Vanover, the umpire, is looking out there all the time, so he's already got his eyes cast.
Well, we said earlier that Neagle will pitch out there, but he will come inside more than any of the other Braves pitchers. Leo Mazzoni, the Braves pitching coach, believes you've got to establish outside before you go anyplace else on the plate.
Up high, ball 4, so he will lose the leadoff batter for the Yankees here in the 5th. First walk given up by Neagle.
And there's Leo Mazzoni.
Well, he's always rocking, and I think that's just a sign of settling for him.
Leo Mazzoni learned a lot of his pitching theories from an old pitching coach of mine, Mr. John Sain, an ex-Brave back in the 40s, an ex-Yankee back in the early 50s, latter 40s.
Mazzoni has been here 7 years with the Braves. Chad Curtis stepping in. Raines with pretty good speed with 5 stolen bases. So the first time the Yankees have had their leadoff batter on, and only the second base runner. As we take a look at the Toyota box score, a bunch of zeros there, except for David Wells. He's 1 for 1. Yeah, that's out of play off to the right side. A lot of times, from a right-handed hitter standpoint, if you're going to make an adjustment to Denny Neagle, I would crowd the plate a little bit and think about slowing my swing down and hitting the ball up the middle until he made the adjustment back to me. I would make the adjustment to him until he made the adjustment back to me.
Well, that's what a lot of hitters tried to do with me. Crowd the plate and hit the ball up the middle, because They don't like to throw the ball inside. I didn't like to throw the ball inside, and you made me do something that I didn't want to do. You make Denny Neagle do something that he doesn't want to do. But if this were an American League game, you may see a bunt right here, because then you don't have the pitcher coming up in the 9th spot. You want to play for the 1 run and you get a run up. If you bunt now, then you've got Brocious, Girardi, and Wells, and it kind of takes away what you want to do as a manager managing in a National League game.
One ball, 1 strike to Curtis.
And Neagle every once in a while will run into some streaks of wildness where he'll throw the ball and be pitching well, and then all of a sudden lose home plate. Still throw the ball good, but just miss on his pitches.
I got a feeling that maybe Joe Torre, if the count is right and the situation is right, he would rather hit and run than sacrifice the runner over. Down low, and a nice pickup by Lopez at home plate. So it's 2 balls and a strike.
And now is a good. This is a good count to start the runner up, because you got a pretty good chance of getting a fastball, or at least something that you can handle to put the ball on the ground.
Immediately Lopez out to talk to Neagle. Somehow, for some reason, he has lost the strike zone. Maybe Lopez out to give him a bit of a breather.
See, Neagle, you know, everybody makes fun of the boomer and all that stuff about his girth, but you see there's perspirations right there. Neagle is a tired puppy too now. I don't care what kind of shape you're in or what your body size is. It's a tough night to pitch.
Any run could be very important in this game. The runner holds, and the pitch is swung on and fouled back and out of play. Curtis with 1 for 4 last night, making his 13th start in center field, and place Bernie Williams still on the disabled list. But Bernie working hard in Tampa, and the Yankees expecting him back very soon. Everything going well for him and his rehab. And the pitch, a circle change, catches the inside corner. Strike 3, and 4 strikeouts for Neagle.
Denny Neagle just paralyzes Curtis right on the inside corner as a little comebacker. I want to pit, I want to swing, I want to swing. And you get locked up. You're looking for the ball away, and then that ball inside just locks you up.
So Brocious will try to do something. He grounded out his first time up.
Huge out right there for Neagle, because with 1 out now, with that circle change, he can throw it, and if you don't do something with it positively, you can little 6-4-3, and Nagle's out of the inning. That's why Maddox is so tough. You get people on, and then you're 1 pitch away from getting out of the inning.
1-1 now to Brocious, who is the best 8th place hitter in baseball. They tried him in the 2nd spot when Jeter was on the disabled list. He didn't like it up there. I don't know why, but it just didn't fit his style. He felt more comfortable in the 8th spot. Raines on at first base, and 1 out here in the 5th inning. .48 RBIs this season, all from the bottom of the order. Brocious didn't bite at that ground ball as Joe Torre continues to flash signs. And like we said earlier, the dugout, in order to be able to see the game, you got to lean out over that railing up there.
Well, wasn't it that way in old Fulton County too, that they most of the guys would sit up on the railing?
There goes the runner, and Lopez is thrown. They've got Raines in a rundown. Back to Bautista as he puts the tag on Raines. So Raines tried a little trickery Lopez with a quick throw down to second base. So 2 gone now here in the 5th inning.
During Curtis's at bat, Tim Raines was not getting a good read off Denny Neagle, and he did not get a good read there. Got about 3/4 of the way down and saw that he was going to be out and stopped and tried to get into the pickle, and he did, and they still got him out.
Ball 4 now to Brocious, so the second walk given up by Neagle in this inning. So now with 2 outs and the 7th place batter. Brocious on at first base. Girardi will step in. Girardi struck out back in the 3rd. Yankees would like to get a base hit here and at least bring David Wells to the plate. And if they don't do anything here in the 5th, they start off with their leadoff hitter in the 6th. The ball will get away from Lopez. Brocious will go to second. And now that caught stealing by Tim Raines would be pretty big in this situation. The Yankees would have runners at second and third.
That was a circle change that Lopez was looking to be outside, and Denny held on and pulled it across his body. And if we could predict the future, you would Tim Raines would not have elected to run. And he's telling Joe, Joe, I thought I had a good jump, and I thought I could get down there.
Well, the guys all have the green light until Joe Torre puts the stop sign up. I don't know how you can put the stop sign up on a guy that's got over 800 stolen bases in his career and is 4th all time in that category. And they're going to intentionally put Girardi on and pitch to David Wells, and that could mean trouble for Denny Neagle, because Wells is the only Yankee batter who has a base hit tonight, and he will come up with a couple of men on.
Now they're going over. I have no idea what they're talking about. How to pitch David Wells? Come on. I know, just drop some hooks on him, and because a pitcher hasn't seen a curveball.
Well, Nagle's thrown a lot of pitches in this inning. That's the 3rd walk that he's given up, even though it was intentional. And I think Lopez is just giving him a bit of a breather out there.
Well, I said earlier in the inning that Denny Neagle will go along and pitch just great baseball, and then inexplicably, all of it just lose the strike zone and walk 2-3 hitters in the inning, and then come back again and start throwing strikes. Have no idea. It's just he's done that for the last 2 or 3 years.
Outside for a ball. Fallen behind David Wells. 2 balls and no strikes. Joe Torre will probably give Wells the hit sign.
Guarantee I would.
I would too. And a good swing and a foul back and out of play as David will pose after that swing.
Well, that's what you're supposed to give it, that Reniac Lau swing. Watch him go through there with, that's pretty good little.
Darn good pose.
Not a bad swing either for a pitcher.
Another pretty good swing, a foul out of Lopez's glove. You know, it's serious, but it's a fun time for the pitchers in the American League to finally get to come to the plate and swing that bat.
Absolutely, and you don't have to get a base hit every time you come up as a pitcher. All you have to do as a pitcher is be able to put the bat on the ball and keep from striking out.
I'll go for that. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes to Wells. 2 men out here in the 5th. Somehow stays alive with getting just a bit of a into the bat on that ball.
That was a nasty breaking ball that was never a strike, even when Neagle released it on the mound.
He didn't intend for it to be a strike. Now, one thing Neagle hasn't done to David Wells, he hasn't challenged him inside yet. A little looper off the third base side. Chipper can't run it down, so now Boomer hanging tough here with 2 strikes and 2 men out of the 5th.
That's a pretty good catch right there by El Duque. Watch this little ball right there, and he just puts his hat out and catches it in his hat. Kind of like that. Catches him with his glove and hat. Makes no difference what he has.
Well, from a pitching coach standpoint, you want to keep that finger out of the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Now the Yankees are gone here in the 5th. They'll leave a couple of men on. There were 3 walks. Still no score.
The most award-winning brand of 4x4s has done it again. Presenting Jeep Grand Cherokee, just named Best Sport Utility. And now you can lease the leader with a special $319 a month leadership lease or get 1.9% financing. Grand Cherokee, highest in owner loyalty, and now named Best Sport Utility. No wonder year after year, Grand Cherokee always winds up on top. Check out this $319 lease at your dealer.
How far can you go on a tank of Mobil Super Plus? How about London, or Rio, or any of the over 250 destinations that American Airlines flies to worldwide? Every time you fill up with Mobil Super Plus, you can pick up a game packet that includes 100 Advantage miles and the chance to win a grand prize of air travel for a whole year. So fill up with Mobil Super Plus, play, take wing, and take off.
I believe I can fly.
Where can I get the best value in wireless? Oh yeah, right here.
Bell Atlantic Mobile is now available at Nobody Beats the Wiz, a Cablevision company.
According to Smart Money magazine, the BMW 528i has the lowest ownership cost rate in the entire category, which is good to know, considering it also has the highest ownership fun rate in the entire category. Lease a 528i for $458 a month for 30 months at your Tri-State BMW Center. $3,458 due at signing.
Well, the sun just setting here in Atlanta, Georgia. Still no score here at the bottom of the 5th inning. It has been a pitcher's duel as David Wells and Denny Neagle battle it out. What a beautiful stadium this is. Tonight after Seinfeld, Frasier's thing for older women ends up in a steamy bestseller. That even leaves him blushing. But when Dr. Crane contacts the same former flame, well, there'll be enough juicy details for a sequel. Find out tonight at 11:30 right here on the WB11. Boy, a lot of steamy things happening on the WB11 tonight. Kramer, now Seinfeld, now Frasier.
And a steamy night in Georgia.
And it's a steamy night in Georgia. You're right about that. Brian Klesko leads it off for the Braves. Bottom 3 coming up. Tony Graffinino and then Denny Neagle. Off the end of the bat. And Knobloch will throw it down low, and Martinez will not be able to hang on to it. It appeared that Knobloch had enough time. Let's see what happened here.
He had more than enough time to field the ball and straighten himself up because Klesko is not the fastest runner in the world, and Chuck tried to throw the ball off the run.
That could be Tino Martinez's problem too. In fact, they're going to give the error to Tino. The glove got plenty of the baseball. He just couldn't hold on to it. Let's see if we can't see it from a different angle. Well, it was still down low, but Tino was unable to pick it out of the dirt. So E3, and Graffinino will step in.
That's a tough play for a second baseman, but you just got to square yourself up and get the ball over to the first baseman. It's easier said than done, obviously.
Now we'll see what Bobby Cox does. 8th place hitter at the plate. Graffinino checking signs. Bobby Dews down at third base for the Braves.
I think Bobby Cox will play straight baseball and see what Graffinino does, and then he'll bunt with Neagle if Graffinino does not do anything.
Watchful eye by Bobby Cox as we check out the Toyota box score. 3 base hits for Atlanta. Only 1 for the Yankees. And an outside corner strike. 1-1 by David Wells. He has been active tonight. He's been on the base paths. There's Bobby Dews.
Bobby Dews has been around for a long time. 60 years old. They've been in the Braves organization, it seemed like forever.
Swing and a miss by Graffinino. Graffinino, Mark Lemke's last year's backup at second base.
Well, it looked like a little slider right there down in the dirt, and Graffinino swung over it.
You know, for a middle infielder now, he's got some pretty good power.
Yeah, with
for a part-time middle infielder. And David Wells will make a perfect pitch on the inside corner. Graffinino doesn't like it. Third strikeout for Wells. 1 down here in the 5th.
Right on the inside corner. That's what they called Curtis out with. It's what they've called a few batters out with. Graffinino sends back there and says, come on, that ball wasn't a strike. I think you'll see a bunt by Denny Neagle. And I hate this right here, to square around as early like that. It's just, again, I'm speaking from Tommy John's viewpoint. I could not bunt the ball if I squared around that early. I would have to stay in the batting stance and then turn as the pitcher threw the ball towards home. It was just a timing thing with me. But if I got around too early, I tend to bunt it at bad balls.
Well, that too, and you got the third baseman just bearing down on you. I mean, when you square around like that, I mean, clear indication that you're going to bunt. Look where Brocious is at third. Of course, Martinez has to hold the runner on it at first base until the ball is released, and then the play is to bunt the ball down the first baseline. But that's a tougher play for a left-handed batter off of a left-handed pitcher.
And they were talking with Brocious. The problem with coming in as close as Scott Brocious is right now, Neagle can handle the bat relatively well. And you square around early, and then the third baseman comes charging in, and then all you do is what the old butcher boy play.
Now that sounds like a pitcher. Let's don't give him that much credit on handling the bat. Now, I know that comes from a former pitcher. About how well he can handle the bat. If Brocious gets in a little bit too far, he'll slap it by him. Or
when Tommy Lasorda had the Dodgers, we had the okay if they charged too early to slap the ball by him at any time.
And the bunt is right back to David Wells. He barehands it. They could turn it on a play, and they will. What a play started by David Wells, and they turn it into 2. Trying to bunt the ball down the first baseline, and it goes right back to David Wells. Boy, has he been active. No score here at Turner Field.